Ladies and gentlemen, live from Mr. Emge's apartment building, we have e-learning day 1, brought to you by Sunnyside Intermediate School and yours truly, your principals and vice principals. So, let's cue the music and let's talk about the subject we are learning today. So, today what we are going to be talking about, we are going to be talking about 3 important things we learn in PE. The first thing I'm going to talk about is cardiovascular endurance. So remember the stuff I'm talking about and you can come back to this video and learn about it. So cardiovascular endurance is one of our 5 major fitness components. So cardiovascular endurance is when you're running around, jogging, walking, or just moving your body in general, like doing jumping jacks or playing basketball or maybe running around and playing football. That is all cardiovascular endurance is, all right? So remember that it's one of your 5 major fitness components, and it has to do with you running, jogging, and walking and moving around your body. So the second thing we're going to learn about today in our e-learning class is what is the main muscle used during cardiovascular endurance? So when I get this question and I get answers back in a regular PE class, I always see legs, maybe thighs, arms, but the major muscle that we use is actually our hearts. So if you think about it, when we run around, like say we're playing sharks and minnows like we did on Monday and Tuesday, you were running around and your heart rate was getting very high because you were either doing vigorous activities or moderate intensity activities. So when you do that type of stuff, when you're moving around your body, like running, walking, or jogging, your heart rate's gonna get higher. So your major muscle is your heart during cardiovascular endurance. And the last thing I want to talk about today is how to take your heart rate. So we all have a heart rate. Our heart needs to pump blood throughout our body. That's how we live. So when we do exercises and move around our body, so say like we're doing jumping jacks and gym, our heart rate is gonna get higher. However, when we're resting, our heart rate is gonna be lower. Does that make sense, everyone? All right, sounds good. So, how you check your heart rate is by with 2 fingers. You could do it with me through the video. You hold it on the inside of your neck, and you should feel little bumps. So I'm not gonna talk for a minute just to feel it. So I could feel 2 beats right there, maybe in a second or 1.5 seconds. Another way is looking on the inside of your wrist on your left side by your thumb, holding it down there. It's going to be a little bit weaker, however, you're going to feel the heartbeat. So, if you're trying to find your heartbeat for a minute and trying to find that heart rate or beats per minute, BPM, you need to hold this for 10 seconds. After you find the beats for 10 seconds, you times it by 6, because 6 times 10 is what we're holding it for 10 seconds. You need to times it by 6 to get 60 seconds, if that makes sense to you ladies and gentlemen. So, say Mr. Emge hold it for 10 seconds on his neck, he had 11 beats in that 10 seconds. He would times the 11 beats times 6, and it would be 66 beats per minute. So that would be his beats per minute or heart rate. So what I want you to do today for our assignment is to find your resting heart rate. So I'm going to have you do that once this video is over, and I'm going to have some activities for you to do because I want you to get moving and stuff like that. So try to check your heart rate when you're doing these activities. So I'm going to have activities like you doing jumping jacks, doing push-ups, and doing all types of different exercises so you can get exercising today. And lastly, I'm going to have a written assignment, and you're going to tell me during your e-learning days, what have you been doing to stay active? Maybe helping the parents around the house, moving around, that's staying active. Or maybe going outside, playing basketball. Maybe if you like to skateboard, you're skateboarding around. Anything that's active, I want you to tell me what you have been doing. All right? So, this is all I have for today for our e-learning day. Thank you very much for listening to me because this is very important when we get to PE because we're going to have quizzes and assignments over these 3 things. So remember, cardiovascular endurance, we're going to go over it again. Cardiovascular endurance has to do with running, walking, jogging, or moving around your body. And it is one of your 5 major fitness components. Secondly, your major muscle you use in cardiovascular endurance is your heart. Your heart rate's going to get higher when you're moving around. And lastly, how to find your heart rate? Remember, you hold it in the 2 spots I told you, either on your neck or your wrist, and you hold it for 10 seconds. Say Mr. Emge has 11 beats in 10 seconds. He times those beats times 6, and he gets 66 beats per minute or a heart rate. So, thank you very much for listening to me, everyone. That is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and this is Mr. Emge signing off.